Good afternoon, everybody. Nyia Harris here for Open Book with Nyia Harris. I am delighted to be here with my guest in studio, Dwight D'Nilla Woods. How you doing?
I am doing well. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I just got to read a quick reader here for Power 104.7. Give me just a moment. I should have had that queued up too. Sorry about that. Through the Center of Broadcast Journalism, Power 104.7 is training the next generation of journalists and changing who gets to tell the stories. We deliver hands-on, intensive training with award-winning professionals, then put our students straight to work in a real newsroom right here at Power 104.7. This mission matters now more than ever, and we need your support. Help us diversify newsrooms across the state with a tax-deductible donation to the Center of Broadcast Journalism. No gift is too small, and every dollar makes an impact. Donate now at the Center for Broadcast Journalism.org. Well, again, hey, everybody. Nyia Harris here again for Open Book with Nyia Harris. Delighted to be here. If you haven't been outside, get outside. It's gorgeous out there.
It's a wonderful day outside.
It's a beautiful spring day. We can't get too excited about it because we know it's going to get cold again, but enjoy it while it lasts, right?
No, I said to myself this morning, I said, we booked this maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you looked into the future 3 months in the future and said, that's going to be a really good day. But today is a really good day to come out.
Yes, absolutely. I wish I had those abilities and powers to dictate what the weather was going to be, but I'm glad that you're enjoying today. I am as well. So awesome. My mood is very much affected by weather. So today is a great day indeed. So excited to have you here. Like I said, or like you just said, we booked this like 3 months ago, well, a really long time ago. So I'm glad things worked out. Quick shout out to your wife, Lynette. Oh my gosh, she's not under the weather today. So Lynette, if you're listening to this, we miss you. But we're gonna have a great conversation, and hopefully we can make it happen next time with her.
Yes.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, we're gonna get into it. Kind of light conversation, pop culture, world events. If you've watched the show before, I don't know. There's a lot happening world event wise, so we're gonna skip over that. But I'm going to skip over pop culture too. It always depends on what's in the news. But I want to talk weekends. How was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome. It was filled with work and relaxation.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Anything you want to divulge or share?
No. Yes. Actually, I do. I spent the weekend preparing to move into my new office.
Okay.
Dr. Markenstein, we're moving into a new office.
Okay.
On April 1st.
Okay. April Fool's Day.
Nope. It's not for me, but yes, it's April Fool's Day. But on April 1st, we're moving into our first location here in the Twin Cities. That's over in Brooklyn Park, by the golf course.
By the golf course, Edinburgh?
8525.
Okay.
Edinburgh, yes.
Okay.
Right over there.
Fantastic. That's not really far from me. I'm going to have to come visit you.
Yes, and it's going to be a really exciting venture.
Okay.
Everything that I'll do will be located in the marketing doctor's office. So
yeah. Where was your previous office? Was it?
In the previous office, first one was Crystal and then Richfield.
Okay.
Now I'm moving to a bigger commercial space.
Okay. Wonderful. Look at that scaling.
Yes.
Scaling up. I love it. I'm definitely going to come visit you because that's not far from my house.
Awesome.
Well, that's exciting. You mentioned before we got started here, you're headed out of town.
Yes.
Where are you going?
Okay. So it's a very long story, but I'm going to a record release party.
Okay.
From one of my dear friends, longtime friends in the music industry by the name of Toxic. He's a well-known producer.
Okay.
His music is more popular than him.
Okay.
And he's releasing a new record. He's produced popular records by CeeLo Green. He's produced records by, oh my God, Cardi B, R. Kelly. I mean, he's a really busy guy.
Okay.
And he's releasing a new project this week, and I am a part of the marketing team, so I have to jet out and go show some support.
Yeah.
Do some business.
You have to, or you want to?
A little bit of both.
I'm just teasing you.
I want to because he's my friend, and I have to because it's business.
It's
involved.
business. Yeah. And which will probably lead to more business, right?
Yes.
This
business with him been ongoing since 1988.
Okay.
So
okay. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. We're gonna get into more about your record industry past and present in a little bit. But what else is going on? Like anything?
No. Outside of setting up for the office, for the last 18 months, I've been developing a product.
Okay. Can you share?
Yes, it's probably the most intense pivot or addition to what I do ever. I am building a product called Smart Web 360.
Okay.
Which is a growth engine for service-based businesses.
Okay.
And it's powered by AI. And I have designed the entire platform, and it will be introduced and launched in April as well.
Okay.
And so for the last 18 months, I've been learning the future of how to market a business and the future of technology as it stands with AI as well.
Yeah.
And so so that's what I've been intensively working on.
Yeah.
At the simultaneously preparing to scale and move into this new place.
Yeah.
And so
lots of big things happening in April for you. How exciting.
Yes. And then, the way I want it to go, I move in on April 1st.
Okay.
My birthday is April 10th.
Oh, wow.
And if I can get everything executed, I want to do my ribbon cutting on my birthday.
Oh my
But I'll
gosh.
let everyone know.
Yes. Please keep me posted. Please
I
keep me
will.
posted.
I
And
will.
again, you're very close. Like I can make that trip. I think
Yes.
it's like 5 minutes.
Yes.
That's so exciting. Really, literally everything is happening in April for you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Was that strategic? Like, did you want it to be on April 1st, or that's just how it happened?
You know what? It fell the way it's supposed to fall. I
Okay.
did not plan it that way,
Yeah.
but the timing actually worked out.
Okay.
And so, I didn't have to make lemonade. It wasn't lemons.
Yeah.
It's sort of like right on time.
I love that. I love that. How long have you been in business?
Professionally, the first time I ever made money by being in business, I probably was 15.
15?
Yes.
Under the same name?
Under D'Nilla. Well,
Oh.
when I got the check, it was Dwight Woods. But doing business independently,
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I've been doing business 36 years.
36 years. Okay. Let me go back and rephrase. I guess specifically under the Dr. Marketing Stein brand, how long have you been in business?
Okay. Dr. Marketing Stein Digital Agency and Customs, LLC, was established here in 2019 of July.
Okay. Okay.
However, I'd like to say Dr. Marketing Stein is literally a reiteration of a business that I had been running the entire time.
Okay.
The biggest difference is before Black Caesar Entertainment was the name. Before I worked with record labels and people inside of the music industry to market their products. I took that skill set and started working with average, extraordinary, everyday business owners
Yeah.
to launch their products.
Sure.
Because the skill set that I have from being in the record business is end to end. I know how to create a product. I know how to market a product. I know how to get a product to market.
Sure. Sure.
Right? And so after my excursions in the music business in Chicago, when I moved here, I started applying some of those tactics to the everyday businessman that was around me.
Yeah.
And so that's how I scaled from one spot to the next.
Okay.
Having a large online product kind of aligns with what I did when I was in the music business. I was an aggregator for what is now Sony Music.
Oh, wow.
And there was once upon a time that I was putting music on the internet, and everyone thought I was nuts. Everyone that I knew thought I was nuts. And at the time, only people was putting music on the internet was a rap group called Public Enemy and Prince.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Ahead of your time, right?
So one of the early adopters of putting music on digital store shelves.
Okay.
And that experience kind of opened me up to digital marketing.
Wow. Wow. Okay. We're definitely coming back to that. You're going to stick with me? Okay. We're going to take a quick music break. We'll be back in just a bit. You're listening to Power 104.7, your home for hip hop and R&B. All right, we are back. Open Book with Nyia Harris, my guest, I host the Dr. Marketing Stein, Dwight D'Nilla Woods of Dr. Marketing Stein and Abundant Mindset Apparel, and apparently a whole host of other things. You got a lot going on, my friend.
Hey, it's a lot of life to live.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so let me say this. You told me before the show started. You told me like a lot of stuff in a short period of time, but we're gonna try to cover it all. You told me that you were a professional recording artist at the age of 13.
And a half.
13 and a half.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it. How old are you today?
I'm 51.
51.
And on that April 10th, I'll be 52.
Okay. So at 13 and a half, you became a professional recording artist. Start there, my friend.
Okay. I grew up in the hip hop era when it was bubbling. Did some neighborhood stuff in grade school. I get to high school. I meet some guys that used to run radio stations, hip hop radio station underground, and so I knew them vicariously through the hip hop culture and the music, and it's underground stuff like college radio, not just the commercial stuff.
Okay.
And we formed a collective called the Ill State Assassins.
Ill State Assassins.
Yes.
Okay.
Which probably makes sense to younger folks, probably like how Wu-Tang Clan maybe was or something like that.
Okay, sure.
And a conglomerate of 30 different people
Yeah.
in about 7 different groups.
Yeah.
And all throughout, we have MCs, DJs, graphic artists, businessmen. It's a conglomerate. And inside of the conglomerate, we ran 3 record labels. From those 3 record labels, we got legendary Traxter and K-Tone. They're known for producing hits like Do You Wanna Ride in Backseat of My Caddy, all of the good Twister records,
Yeah.
Mariah Carey. Then there's a guy named E.C. Ella. He's a very popular Caucasian rapper.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he was so hot that back in the day, I remember Eminem wanted to make a rap group. And he was like, dude, that'll be corny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Didn't he subsequently have a rap group?
Yeah, but
D12 or-
D12 were black folks.
Okay.
And EC was telling him 2 white guys at the time.
Oh, like a
corny.
duo.
Yes,
Ah.
him and him.
Okay.
And it wouldn't have been corny. Third Base did it, but anyways.
Yeah.
And then there was a third record label called Coroner Records, where my partner Toxic that I told you about, and we were all on the same label.
Okay.
And he's the one that went on to produce records for Twista, as well as Keisha Cole, as well as Selena Johnson, and CeeLo Green, and a bunch of records that you probably heard before on the radio.
Yeah,
Cardi
yeah.
B, the whole nine
Love her.
yards. And so,
What was that face about? No comment?
yes.
Open book on Nyia Harris here.
Oh, no. To be honest, what the look was about is simply I'm a little bit more hip hop mature to understand where she's coming from.
Sure. Okay.
That's it.
Sure.
But I love the open bookness
Okay.
of what she have going on.
She is an open book. I'd
So-
love to interview her.
And so I can live through that. I can live through that courage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Okay.
and so with that being said, throughout that entire conglomerate, we were all teenagers to young adults. When we traveled around the country, did tours with everybody you can think of in each year. When I got older, and the kid rapper thing started to die down, I understood the music business. And so my partners and I opened up a production company.
Okay.
And now all of the people in the city that know that we're the OG rappers, some of us more popular than others, they start coming over to us and saying, hey, that stuff that y'all was doing, having those shows, doing it, could you show us how to do that?
Yeah.
And so I was the guy that did that for different record labels. Sort of like when Dr. Dre used to say, when your record sales are not doing it too good, who's the doctor you come see?
Yeah.
It was almost in Chicago, like, if you're trying to get a record out and trying to have a healthy record label, I'm the doctor you come see.
Okay.
So I was sort of Dr. Markenstein before I even named myself that.
Wow.
Folks know, go over there and see him,
He'll get you right.
and I was more or less the music business, not industry. I was teaching folks how to get, publishing and how to do copyrights. It was more protection for the artists. It's artist protections, showing them what a split is.
Yeah.
And how to do proper business.
Sure.
Not go over there and sign your life away. All of that stuff is
Yeah, and be
separate.
left with nothing.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
our motto is a little bit more different. It's
Sure.
kind of like ownership and knowing the music business. And if you want to get into the music industry at that point, it'll be okay because you have a little leverage because you know the music business.
Yeah.
And so after that, we did that for years. I moved here in 2019 with my wife, and I rebranded what I do so that I can offer my services to the entire world. Any service industry that has a product that want to brings it to market and want to market it.
So not just someone who wants to be in the record industry, but anybody, any business, any small business.
And the reason why I work so well, like I said before the show started, I wound up being an aggregator for Sony Music in the early days, but it was called IOTA. They acquired IOTA, and that was digital music distribution. And it was once upon a time, no one was putting out music online but Prince and a rap group called Public Enemy. And so having those early adoptions to putting out those records, working with IOTA, now Sony, I understood where the internet was going.
Yeah.
Before we became users on the internet, we were called surfers. And when everyone else was being called surfers, I was behind realizing what would come next.
Yeah.
They're going to take you from a surfer to a user. And so understanding that dynamic in early stages helped my business grow online, even up to the point of today where I have a digital agency.
Yeah. Yeah. Ahead of the curve there.
Yeah.
A little bit. Actually, a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. So very similar to your Smart Web 360 using AI, right? Ahead of the curve there too.
Yes.
That is the next big thing, or proposed to be the next big thing, like where people can still get in. I've heard a lot of talk, a lot of rumblings about that. I was talking about it a few weeks ago on the show. I had heard if you're not using AI in your business right now, you're behind. And so I'm excited to hear more about this tool here. But I'm curious your thoughts on that when it comes to AI, right? Because there's a lot of rumblings about it. Some people like it, some people don't like it, right? What do you think is the number one thing that we should know when it comes to AI? Wait. Don't answer that. Do not answer that. Why isn't he answering that? Well, if you watch the show, then you know we always end on a cliffhanger. And so we'll answer that on the other side. So I want to thank you for being my guest for the live portion. We're going to go ahead and switch over to podcast mode. I want to also tell you who my guest is next week. My guest next week is Mike Shelton, doing some amazing things in the community. Cannot wait to speak with him. And that'll be next Monday, March 16th. For the time being, you guys, go to YouTube, Open Book with Nyia Harris on YouTube, subscribe, like, follow, share, all of those things. I want to see this thing grow even more. And you can also, of course, finish this episode in its entirety. So have a wonderful day. If you haven't got outside, get outside. It's gorgeous. And you know, in Minnesota, the days are limited. So thank you. All right, we are back in podcast mode with my guest, Dwight D'Nilla Woods. I've literally never called you D'Nilla before. Like, it's always like, hey, Dwight, hi, Dwight.
No, that works. That works.
Well, before we go any further, we have to go back to the cliffhanger. What was the cliffhanger? Do you remember?
About AI.
Yeah.
You asked me about AI. This is kind of my analogy about AI.
Sure.
AI is like a drunk genius.
Okay. Drunk genius. Tell me more.
You wouldn't want, if the drunk genius was in a car with you, you wouldn't want him to drive your vehicle. But you do want him to share information with you.
Yeah.
So in your business, some folks use AI to run their business. Okay?
Yeah.
That will make you crash.
Sure.
I think you should run and drive your own business and use AI's intelligence to do so. Okay.
So use it as a tool, not to run your business.
Right. Because give you an example. I'm finna throw some shade. This is good shade, though.
Okay.
You know how they say good trouble? This is good shade.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
Because I respect anyone that's a doer. So let's take graphic design.
Okay.
That's one of the things that happens in my business. These days, I see a bunch of flyers that's made by AI. Obviously, that is being made by AI.
Yeah.
Not made with the assistance from AI.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how do I know? It's because I'm looking at a beautiful flyer and the words are spelled wrong.
Yes.
I'm looking at a beautiful flyer and she has 4 fingers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at an awesome flyer and it looks like the flyer I saw from someone else.
Yeah. The style or the design of it. Yeah.
And so doing that, there's no way to stand out. And what I do business. One of the main things that a business should do, especially in their industry, is stand out. How you're going to stand out when all of your stuff looks like the other people that let AI drive their vehicle.
Right.
No,
that's a great analogy. No, that's perfect. So that's your biggest takeaway for folks, right? Is that don't let AI drive your business. Utilize it as a tool.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
But it's drunk. The reason you don't is because it's drunk.
Yes. I wrote that down. Drunk genius.
There's actually, and I'm going to go past this, but the reason why I say that's the word I came up with, but there's something called AI hallucinations. This is real.
I'm going to write that down. AI hallucinations. Say more.
And literally, you can talk to AI and it'll give you erroneous information, and it's called a hallucination. So if you don't know what you're doing and you're counting on AI to know what it's doing, that's what I mean. It's drunk. Sometimes it can not be coherent.
Yeah. Because it's still learning, right? Like you have to feed it I think you have to be like super specific to get what you need. And even then you got to fact check it, right? Just even going to Google and putting in Open Book with Nyia Harris, I was like, that's not right. Like, so I don't know exactly how you're supposed to go about fixing it, but I did find some errors, so, okay, let's get into it. The meat and the potatoes of the conversation, Dwight. Okay. So you've got a lot of big things happening in April coming up soon. Before we get to that though, I wanted to ask you, cause I asked you earlier, how old you are. You said 51. Didn't hip hop just have its birthday or anniversary? I want to say like 50 years of hip hop. Was it last year?
It was.
Or year before?
It was the year before.
Okay. So it's literally.
It was 2003, whenever 2003 was. I mean, 2023, I'm sorry.
2023. Okay. So like your whole life. It's been hip hop is your whole life, huh?
Entire.
Yeah.
Entire life. Well, I'll put it like this. Music is my whole life.
Yeah.
Hip hop is 95% of it.
Okay.
So before I was coherent enough to take the Curtis Blow record out of my brother's stash or something like that, it was, the Earth, Wind and Fire, the James Brown, the Tina Marie, the Rick James, all of the stuff we wound up sampling. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so music has been my whole life, but hip hop has been 95% of it, because when I heard, super rhymes, when I heard, just all of it. Yeah. I fell in love with it. The message, all of those things, he was feel like they was talking directly to me in my neighborhood.
I was just going to ask, is there a particular song that felt like it was talking right to you?
The message.
The message? Okay.
Yes, the message.
That made you fall in love with it, huh?
Well, other songs made me fall in love with it, but the message made me feel like they were talking directly to me and my community.
Okay.
I fell in love with Run DMC, but when I fell in love with them for showmanship.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody, even today.
Yeah.
There's nobody that was flyer than Run.
Okay.
From Run DMC. Like I think he invented like fly when it comes to showmanship.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something resonated with me, when I heard the message and saw the video and saw them standing on rubbles of dirt and gravel because the neighborhood was burned down from dope. Not necessarily like my neighborhood looked exactly like that.
Yeah.
But I understood what he was talking about.
Sure.
That was plain English.
He painted a picture that was very similar to home.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like you and Rasheem could talk all day, hip hop all day?
It'll go down, and I'm sure. I saw how he was talking about that the hip hop cruise, and
Yeah. You guys are going to have a conversation, and we'll make our way to your ribbon cutting too. Yeah. One more thing about hip hop, and then we'll pivot a little bit. It is said hip hop influences the culture. Curious your thoughts on that.
Could you elaborate? Because that's so kind of.
Yeah, it's too broad. Okay, so what I mean by that is how we speak, how we dress, how we communicate with one another, right? That hip hop is a huge part of influencer on how we interact. What do you think about that?
It's true.
Okay.
How could it not be true when hip hop was the most popular, fastest growing genre of music in the last 40 years? Just last year or this year is the first time a rap record wasn't number one on the radio in about 30 years.
Okay.
This year's the first year.
Okay.
Y'all knew rappers dropping the ball. But this is the first year. So, you know, when you got, you know, Michelle Obama listening to D Nice play all of the hip hop records online, when you have, you know, a President Obama say, I got Lil Wayne in my playlist. And all of these things, when we, at the age we are now, when we were in college, some of the best rap records was out. When some of the, you know, who wasn't dancing to Nelly, who wasn't listening to, you know, all of these things. So when you grow up, it's a part. And we are the great unifier. It was places where we would do hip hop in Chicago where black kids, white kids, Puerto Rican kids, Mexican kids, they secretly leave their gangbanging neighborhood and come and have like this crazy party together. Right? And they take that feeling back to their neighborhood. Right? And so when they're watching their hip hop movies or doing their things, their kids watching and so forth and so forth. And there was a time that positive records or records that had a message either outweighed or was just as equally noticed as records that didn't.
Sure.
And so in your tape box or your CD case, you can literally have Public Enemy and NWA. And you can appreciate both because there's a spectrum.
Right.
You know?
So
yes, politically, culturally, all of that, we have, there's no way. Speaking of Run DMC, they put out a video in 1986. It's Tricky, I think it was.
Okay.
In the video, they were in Japan, on stage.
Oh, wow.
And all the Japanese people were singing It's Tricky.
Wow.
You understand? Because they knew what was up, and they had the Adidas in the air and the whole 9 yards.
Wow. Right? Okay. And thanks to YouTube, we can probably find that video, right?
I'm sure. So and one of the reasons why we influence the world, I got to say this, and I learned this last year. We taught the world how to make something from nothing.
That's a bold statement.
Yes.
You stand behind that?
I stand behind it 100%.
Okay.
That anniversary you're talking about?
Yeah. The 50th anniversary?
Of hip hop?
Yeah.
It was a party in the projects, right? And so luckily someone lived in that apartment in the projects because it was Kool Herc's little sister having a party. But the other parties were in abandoned buildings where they led extension cords out to the light pole. And it was decorated with graffiti. And people couldn't afford fancy clothes. So they cut up denim and they stole Cadillac belt buckles and put it on a belt. And they made the jeans look real cool. It was nothing.
Something from nothing.
It's something from nothing.
Amazing.
That's literally why. And when we started showing those early movies, they went around the world, and it's ghettos around the world. There's a story, you can look it up. They tried to give hip hop a bad name in Germany by showing a documentary on hip hop to the kids to say, stay out of the streets or this happened to you. Guess what it did?
The opposite, right?
It introduced hip hop to Germany. And all of a sudden, all these kids running around with Puma suits on saying how fresh this is. Right? And last but not least, I'm old enough to see things change in hip hop. The words we use today are not the words that we used to use to confirm hip hop back in the day. Back in the day, things were fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things were hyped, meaning they got life. Eventually, things became dope, and we changed the meaning.
Right.
But now it's savage and gang, and I'm still trying to find that one piece where you're uplifting the title opposed to. So, but that's the reason why it resonated around the world, because we told them how to persevere.
Sure. I could talk all day about like the history of it, like that part to me is really fascinating. I'm not really a hip hop head. I think you know that, but the history of, because everyone, right, has a story, right? And this particular genre has quite the story, right? So Rashim and I actually went to, he can tell you more about it, but we went to a museum where they had what do you call it? Not, I don't know, it's a gallery or whatever. Like, it's like a rotating thing or whatever. I'm losing track of what it's called. But anyway, it was fascinating. It was on the history of hip hop. So, okay, so we're going to pivot just a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the why, right? So we talked a little bit about the why of hip hop and why it's influences the culture. But now we're going to talk a little bit about the why and how you starting these businesses. What's the reason behind it? What's the passion behind it?
I couldn't pay no one. Okay, let me step.
Exhibit, by the way. The beauty of getting old. Exhibit. It was a history exhibit. There we go.
Better late than never.
Yes.
And speaking of exhibits, I have to give a special shout out to the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum. The Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum that's ran by a couple of good brothers in Chicago, and they're going to that new location. And yeah, I just want to give a shout out to them. When we brought up
Hip Hop Heritage Museum.
Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum. Yes.
Okay, I will check it out.
Okay, so really quickly, it's sort of a 33 of how I got to where I am.
Okay.
The first 33% is my parents are go-getters.
Okay.
I never saw my dad not work until he retired. And my mother, she was the candy lady.
Okay. Say more about that, the candy lady.
So if you know anything about the lady, she was more than the candy lady. That's kind of, she took care of the neighborhood.
Oh.
She was the woman that sold plates, but gave most of them away.
Sure.
She was the one that sold the Doritos with the cheese and the ground beef. She's the
walking
one,
taco.
All of those things, right?
Yeah.
And watching her do that, go go back, buy more inventory, count the profit, this, that, and the other, and at the same time, she's taking care of the neighborhood and she's doing this. Those things taught me a lot, right? So, and 33% of it, like I said, is family oriented. My grandfather come from Yazoo County, Mississippi to Chicago, couldn't read a lick, and his house was bigger than the mailman's next door. You know? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is your grandfather still with us?
No, he's not with us anymore, but he's with us because guess what? I didn't go to college neither. And I had more business than people that I went to college. And that doesn't really mean anything. It just means it ain't on you, it's in you. So that 33%, that was in me.
Real quick, just point of clarification. So you said your parents are go-getters. Mom was the candy lady. What did Dad do?
He worked at a place called Continental Can Company.
Okay.
For years before I was born until he retired.
Okay.
And yeah, he's been one of the flyest guys I ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And what do I mean by fly? There used to be a word that we used to throw around in the black community.
Sure.
And it was class.
Class. Is that missing today?
I don't hear it being said. I'm not saying it's missing. I don't hear it being promoted or said.
Okay, that aside, but sidebar, do you think that that's missing today? Do you see class? Or where do you see class?
There you go. Class do still exist.
Okay.
It's just not the star of today's movie.
Okay. That's fair. All right, back to the 33. So you gave me the first 33, second 33.
Being creative.
Okay.
Having an imagination.
Okay.
And not knowing that I shouldn't try that.
Okay. So not having that placed upon you that you shouldn't try something. You just go for it.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I believe in I gamble on the house. I'm the house. Right?
Yeah.
I gamble on the house.
Betting on the house.
So I know what I'm going to do. I don't have to believe I don't have to put up I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know, and I plan out how it goes. So plan A, B, C, all the way to plan Z. Because it's not about a fast burn. It's about a consistent burn.
Sure.
Okay.
Consistency is key.
And so I turned everything I've thought about into reality. And sometimes those realities became businesses.
Yeah.
I am a marketer because I said I was.
Sure.
Actually.
Yeah.
Now, all of my customers from years, they said I was too. But if I wasn't intelligent enough to understand what I have going on, I would feel as if I have imposter syndrome.
Sure.
There's been times I sit across folks that has went to, they still owe money on their college degrees for their marketing.
Yeah.
But guess what? The marketing that you learned came from books that was printed 5 years before you got your hands on them. I was out there in the field executing it as it happened in real time.
Sure. Trial and error probably, right?
As it happened. People talk about the algorithm. I remember when Google changed their algorithm before people knew there was a word called algorithm.
Wow. Okay. Right? Okay. I'm dying to learn what the other 33, the final 33 is. Discipline. Okay. Say more.
Okay. I got motivated when I was a kid.
Okay.
Right? But because I was a kid, I had alternatives. I could show up to the studio or I can't because I could still go to school and go to college. All of these things that, when you got options, you can do this and you use them as excuses not to have focus and discipline. But as I became an adult and I looked around and being a part of the Ill State Assassins, some of us went to colleges, some of us didn't. And so some of us did not go to college for the things that we do now. We normally tell people I graduated from Ill State University. Okay. Because that's how we traveled the world and learned our things.
Yeah. So
that last 33% was me saying, I'm not going to focus on what I don't have. I'm going to focus on what I have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to throw parties or do shows or rappers rap on stage.
Okay.
My very first show that I threw with my partners, 2 people came.
Okay.
Right? We partied all night. Why? Because the party is for the people that show up, not the people that don't.
Right.
So if I would have printed those flyers and canceled the party because folks didn't show up, that means I would have spent $50 on people that didn't show up. I'd rather place $50 on the 2 people who did. Okay? So executing and not worrying about what you don't have, that has brought me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Because what we do is make up an excuse not to execute. We make up excuses. I'm not ready. I don't have the right program. I have to renew this. This is happening, right? Now, there's a difference between an excuse and a reason.
Hold on. I'm writing this down what you said because I think that's golden. People make up excuses not to execute. But you said there's a difference between excuses and
reasons.
Okay, tell me the difference.
An excuse is the dog ate my homework.
Okay.
When you don't have homework. The reason is last night my fever was 105 and I couldn't see the paper. And so I had to go to bed after my mom gave me medicine. Okay? Now that may not change the fact that the paper isn't there.
Yeah.
But providing that story is real, that's more of a viable reason, right?
Right.
To not have homework. Then come up with an excuse.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
The truth of the matter is the best excuses is the best reason. Because if you want to use the other meaning of excuse, if you give somebody a really good reason you did something, they just might excuse you. But if you ask to be excused for no reason, which means you can just make up something out of thin air.
Yeah.
Do this make sense?
It does make sense. I'm actually writing it down. I take a lot of notes during the show. Okay, I'm actually writing it down because I'm thinking about how else it applies to other facets of life. So, for example, I'm very into fitness, wellness, in the gym quite a bit. Little side plug here, brand ambassador for Abundant Mindset. So people make up excuses not to go to the gym. I'm curious what a good reason would be not to go to the gym. I don't have time.
Nope. Nope. I'm physically unable to perform in a gym.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Anything else?
You'd be hard pressed to find one, a better reason.
Including myself, yes.
Okay.
Including myself.
Okay. I like that. So each of those, 33.3 really, right? Because we're getting to 100%, right? So
No, I said 33 on purpose.
Oh.
That's kind of interchangeable with time.
So we're only at 99%. How do we get to 100?
No, you will never get there because that one variable is the unknown.
Okay.
And what is that one unknown variable?
Okay.
You might have to pivot in the middle of doing something.
Okay. Have you had to pivot?
Yes, many a times. One of the pivots was going from servicing music industry or music business to serving everyday service businesses.
Yeah.
Another pivot is I went through an entire rebrand of Dr. Markenstein and Smart Web 360
Yeah.
only to change it. This is the old logo that I just promoted 2 months ago.
Okay.
Why did I have to pivot? It's because when you know better, you do better.
Right.
And when you see what I have now,
Yeah.
that you probably saw on the website, it tells my story better.
Okay.
And so that 1% is unpredictable variable X that you have to operate in that space.
So that's where you have to be able to pivot on the fly and evolve and change depending on what is happening, what the circumstances are.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll give you one other, one of the biggest pivots. This is how about this segue? One of the biggest pivots. My business, Dr. Markenstein, is a hybrid of digital products that includes this new system, Smart Web 360, that includes automated features that help small businesses get more leads, nurture more leads, and ultimately more sales. And it's almost as if you have more employees or AI assistants that will help you do so.
Yeah.
I also do digital assets like websites and graphic design and SEO. And then another huge part, which is what was there originally, is I print.
Yes. That's what I'm familiar with.
Okay. So when COVID happened, print hit zero because the world closed.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had to sit back and say, how am I not going to fold? No one's buying printing. No one's open. A couple months later, I keep my ear to the ground.
Yeah.
And what were they called? The businesses, the necessity businesses?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When I realized what places could be open, all of those places had something in common.
Sure.
They all needed to have signage that say 6 feet apart on the floor. They all needed A-frames that said, yes, we're still open, drive around to the window.
Yeah.
The restaurants, for DoorDash, they all needed these security stickers that go over the bags.
Oh, to seal the bags.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of businesses invested in huge signs that go in the window say, yes, we're still open. Or we're open, but the lobby is closed.
Sure.
So I started printing those.
So that's the 1%, right? Pivoting.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, while that was happening,
Yeah.
and I'm getting a hold to that, I'm sitting in my print room and I'm looking around in circles. Now, mind you, my business was incorporated in here in July 2019. You know when the world shut down? December 2019. I was 6 months old of a business, and I didn't know anyone. The only person I had met at that time was Nancy from BBE.
Sure. Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. In the previous 2 years, I wasn't doing, because I moved here in 2016, into 2016, so 2017 and 2018, I wasn't doing business here because I had brand and business inertia because I was still working on the Cardi B record and this Afrobeats wonderful artist by the name of Pierre Jericho back in Chicago. So when I incorporated here, literally 6 months later, the world closed.
Wow.
And so it was literally the folks that I met through Nancy that helped me kind of get into some doors to solicit folks to start selling that stuff. But back to the room, and I'm looking at my print equipment. Now, everybody is filling out online for PPP and PPC and
all those loans and everything.
And then, so I try to go on there and guess what? hey, you need to be in business before this particular date. And I'm like, my business is only 6 months old, this iteration of it, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I don't qualify for that stuff. And I'm looking at this and I'm looking at that. And I said, you know what? I have to dig into the safe that holds my most valuable tool.
Yeah.
Which is my mind.
Yeah.
I got on the computer and I made a very simple logo that said abundant mindset. The abundant mindset kicked in because I don't worry about what I don't have. I worry about what I have. What did I have?
Yeah.
A room full of printing equipment.
Right, right.
So, and I had some substrates, some hoodies. So I printed up these hoodies and I did a fundraiser. And I explained people very open what was happening.
Yeah.
It went crazy. People
Wow.
from around all over the place. I did they were $50 to get a hoodie. I sold probably 300 hoodies, and some people did not even accept their hoodie. Some folks paid me $200 for a hoodie and said, don't ship it, give it to someone. People that I never knew.
Wow.
And so it was that thinking of this. I know I'm often tell people.
Yeah.
It's 13 kids at a birthday party. It's 10 pieces of cake. Break out the pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Break out the pie.
Yeah.
We can't worry about what's not
What
here.
we don't have.
We worry about what we do have.
Yes.
And execute.
How am I your brand ambassador and I didn't know that?
No.
How did I not know that part of the story?
Because you have your own version. When I watched from a very far without knowing much,
Yeah.
before and after pictures, and see the discipline that you have in there, okay, what the experience you have in a gym, the size garments that you wear today, you didn't have that in the before picture.
Yeah.
You didn't worry about not having it.
Yeah.
What you worried about what you did have.
Right.
And you had a choice to go get it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
used what you had. Lynn Collins, shout out to Lynn Collins. Use what you had to get what you want. You used what you had to get what you wanted.
Yeah.
The only thing, you didn't go pay anything. You used what you had, which was your time, your energy, your discipline, your dedication.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it. So when I'm glad that you're getting this abundant mindset story, but one of the reasons why we become ambassador to things is because our stories are similar, no matter if they're different.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all had to decide we're going to do something. I'm from Inglewood, Chicago. I decided I wasn't finna be dead Generation X. So that's a huge part.
Sure.
That was a decision I made.
Yeah.
So you don't know how many times I was on the road and I came home and somebody was dead because they were standing where I normally would be standing. Right? So I can go and you know, so that part.
Yeah.
And so even with Abundant Mindset, which is a whole initiative that you'll hear more from Lynette.
Yeah.
It started out as a garment, right? But you see, it's the power of the mind. When I tell you the power of the mind, because we decide whether we stand still or if we move.
Yeah.
All of the spark is here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so people make clothing to look cool, to be shapely, for their bodies. My clothes is not a paint job. My apparel that I make is for the engine and not for the paint job.
I love that. We got less than a minute here. Could you tell I was so zoned in on what you were saying? This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here, sharing so much about your business knowledge and your businesses, your exciting announcements to come in April. I'm rooting for you. Safe travels, by the way. You're headed out of town. Safe travels to you. What an amazing time. There's still a lot more story there. An hour is too short. It's too short.
It's too short. It's too short. But only thing I can say, consistency beats intensity.
You got to put that on a t-shirt.
I am.
Okay. All right. Well, with that said, Dwight D'Nilla Woods, thank you so much for being my guest today. I appreciate you so much. As I mentioned earlier, next week's guest, Mike Shelton. I want to thank Power 104.7 for this platform. I want to thank Nate, who edits the podcast. I want to thank my guest, of course, and just all of you who listen, watch, pay attention, be a part of Open Book with Nyia Harris. It is an opportunity to get to know people just a little bit more. Thanks so much, everybody, and be good, kind to one another, and listen with intent.